This is it, the day the team has been training for all week. It's time to put that training into practice. It's game time. But before we start playing, we wanted to thank some people. First of all, we want to thank all the people at Staccato Vegas for making the filming of Surviving Man Season 3 All-Stars possible in this incredible location. Also, remember when our Olympic champion won the beautiful Black Line precision rifle? We couldn't let this All-Star season go by without thanking Macmillan Stocks, one of the most established and well-loved gun stock companies in the world. Macmillan was not only the stock used in the Black Line precision weapon, but was a huge help during the build. And now, a sponsor whose platform is an integral part of the upcoming mission.
Jeremy is here from Bilson Arms, and he showed us these weapons. We were all blown away immediately. Wait till you see just the first characteristic, that it's on a weapon system I've never seen before, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Can you give us a rundown on your weapons, Jeremy?
Sure, yes. Like I said, I'm Jeremy with Bilson Arms. We're out of South Louisiana. We designed and manufactured this entire thing. We patented the forward charging system, which I'm about to show you now. So you notice something interesting about this, there's no charging handle on this rifle. This operates from the forward position. So it's still a gas gun. It's still your standard mil-spec AR dimensionally. All of the parts that make it an AR are still mil-spec parts, or what makes it special is all the parts are interchangeable. The reason why we did this is because this is faster, safer, easier, and stronger to shoot. And then we also gave you a tactical and a mechanical advantage. It operates with a push rod. Buffer spring system still pushes it forward. It locks positively in the forward position so you can't run it out of battery. So we have a bunch of different models. This is an SBR in 5.56. We have the PCC that comes with the Glock magwell, same concept. This button can be had on either side, left or right, whatever you prefer. And then we also have like an SBR model. This is our 6 arc, and this thing is fantastic to shoot. Very low recoil, effective out to 1,100 meters, and I can manipulate the bolt while laying in the prone and my eyeball in the glass, right? And that's important to me. It's an efficiency thing. So we're really excited for you guys to try these out, and I think you're going to see the advantage that you get with them.
I'd really like to know why this is an advantage, especially if you're out hog hunting or doing something like that.
Well, hog hunting, we do a lot of that in South Louisiana, and we run thermal optics or large optics, and you're not fighting that charging handle against your optic anymore. Everything's done from the front, so that's one thing for hunting. If you have a no fire situation or maybe a light primer strike, you're instantly back in battery. You can eject that shell and go right back into it without dropping the weapon from your shoulder.
So that's what I was talking about.
Right.
So can you sort of demonstrate how that would work, like how it's different from...
Right, so we feel that it's important to keep both hands on the rifle the entire time. So you can put the mag in, run it, and if you have some sort of a malfunction, you can keep the weapon shouldered, observe, release, and now you're back on target. You didn't lower the weapon.
So you keep both arms on the weapon shooting out of a helo.
When we shoot out of helos in South Texas and South Louisiana, the pilots love them because you maintain that positive control on the rifle the entire time.
Thanks so much for showing us this.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be a mission essential piece of equipment, so thank
Awesome.
you.
Good morning, Don. I have some news. The mission, as previously briefed, is a go. We've got elements of the intelligence community are involved in behind-the-scene negotiations with more moderate Palestinian political and military figures in the West Bank. The aim of the negotiations is to establish a moderate Palestinian political leadership that is willing to negotiate a lasting peace and supplant Hamas as the political leaders in Gaza. Because of all the recent tensions, the Israeli, U.S., and Jordanian governments are not willing to publicly support the effort for fear of further roiling relations in their own countries and the region at large. For that reason, it is determined that we need a chief negotiator who is not a government official. We have approached an international billionaire business leader who is trusted by all the parties involved. Due to this VIP's extensive commercial and personal relationships, traveling in the region would not be unusual. There will be a dire need for security when Hamas and its sympathizers learn of the effort to undermine their power and supplant their authority in Gaza. They will assuredly try to disrupt the negotiations by kidnapping or killing those involved. The VIP could be the target of kidnappers due to the VIP's personal wealth and high status. We need to be prepared to deploy a team of special operators who can effectively and discreetly provide security for the VIP and maintain the appearance of a private security. In a recent development, we've also received an updated threat assessment on the area in which you'll be operating. Local terrorist activity has spiked, increasing the threat level. We will provide air support in the form of a helicopter for fire support or evacuation as needed. You must remember that these negotiations are via a third party and unofficial for reasons of deniability, but that does not lessen the risk. We want to thank you for your efforts and wish you Godspeed.
After a week of hardcore physical, tactical, SEER, and Secret Service-style personal protective training, the team was ready if they got the call, and they did. Emergency high-level negotiations were to take place with moderate Palestinian leadership. The person selected for this negotiator role was a wealthy billionaire businessman who was traveling in the region. So the mission was to pick this billionaire up and to get him to the exfil site where a helicopter would take him to the negotiations.
Good job on all the team members and whatnot.
The team would use a two-car convoy to retrieve the billionaire from his safe house.
The night before, they worked late into the hours preparing for the mission. They had an executive protection, high-level course of instruction. So normally an executive protection team, they train day in and day out. What our guys did, they didn't have the benefit of having a lot of time on their side.
So our advanced guy's on scene, Mike, and we are now headed out to go and pick up our principal, a billionaire that is working on a backdoor deal that helps with the peace situation. And our job is to get him to a meeting.
Skinner to Big Daddy. I'll copy.
Big Daddy here. You know how.
Big Two, what's your status?
We're all green here. How about you?
We're good here. ETA is about 5 minutes.
You, Charlie. Out.
Approaching the gate. We've already cleared the guards.
In the military, you have a group of trained people, and the objective is to get them better trained and to take their existing training and hone those skills and make them faster, more efficient, but better at what they do. The 6 competitors in Season 3 All-Stars, we already know the level of training they've received with us before. So we're able to tweak that and fine-tune that all the better. And that's what makes All-Stars stand out a little bit more than Surviving Man.
The team would use a 2-car convoy to retrieve the billionaire from his safe house, but then they had to move across a very wide open expanse towards the landing zone, and it was unknown if there would be enemy hostiles there.
What are y'all doing over there? Orders. Moving. All right, guys. So we have our principal in the car, and he's in the front vehicle. We don't know what threats are out there. We've got some random chatter about some Islamic terrorist groups or whatnot that we need to be aware of. We've got to protect this principal at all costs.
Driver, what's the ETA on our destination?
Roughly about 7 minutes out, sir.
But they brought in 2 limousines, and the protectee is in one of the limousines. If the vehicle gets struck, every shooter in those 2 limousines know exactly where to go and how to protect that protectee with their own bodies, getting him from the disabled vehicle to the vehicle that can still be on the move.
As the team approached, unfortunately, they did come under heavy hostile fire, and a large caliber weapon apparently was used to disable the forward vehicle. That was the vehicle with the principal in it. So now the team is stuck on the X, and they have to respond to the threat. As practiced, multiple members of the team exited the vehicle and were able to engage the enemy hostiles and take them out. In the meantime, other members of the team had to move the principal back to the follow car. And as soon as this was accomplished and it was safe to move off the X, they quickly exited the area. Got to the landing zone and were able to exfil the billionaire to Gaza for the negotiations. mission accomplished. Well done, guys.
So when the actual mission started to unfold, they did have a plan. And like most missions, most operations, most battles, the plan kind of falls apart as soon as the first shot's fired. But in this case, it didn't fall to pieces. They stuck to the plan. All that training and planning they did the night before and the week before, it stuck and it worked. So of the 6 All-Stars, we had incredible performers and we had really good performers. We didn't have anything lower than that. And they had different base of personalities. You know, some were very, very professional in their careers, some a little bit wilder in their careers. The 6 of them gelled as a team. They all got along really well. They've identified each other's strengths and weaknesses, not necessarily verbally, but you know, so-and-so is really top-notch at planning. So-and-so is one of the best shooters we have. So-and-so has the energy to really put everything together and pull it all together. The 6 of them, they had a solid team. They gelled into a solid team very quickly, and they were able to work as a solid team and pull off this mission successfully.
Mission success. You guys, your planning was down to the T. The plan was 0700, you're gonna muster here, do your last minute planning, get in the vehicles, you might have a few stops here and there, and you were gonna finish by 12 and you finished at 11:58. You handled it well, you adapted, you're flexible, and you went with the program, and you got the protectee out of a dangerous area, had great protection all along the way. You all knew your positions, what to do, and you got him out of an ambush. The PRT scores, we went over them last night. Landon's total points winner again, champion. But I tell you, it was close. It was really close.
Great
PT.
job,
I was equally impressed the first time I did this with Don, just how he brings out of that. Danny was in that, Mike was in that group. And you guys, I think, have far exceeded that. You guys are real professionals. I love the attitude you brought every day. I love the overall output, how you grasped the concepts that were being taught to you. You implemented them right away, remaining focused on the mission the whole entire time. Don has a way of bringing out of you guys something that's down in there that most of us don't see. And hopefully anybody at home watching this sees, look, I can push way beyond what I think I can do. Just really impressed with all of it. Great job.
Sheriff Lamb, thanks so much for being part of this.
Sheriff Lamb!
Booyah, Sheriff Lamb!
It's time to learn about Surviving Man's Season 3 All-Stars Worldwide MVP live voting. Because you are watching this show, you can vote on which cast member you believe would survive the best under the toughest conditions. The winner of this 12-week voting campaign will be awarded an all-expense-paid vacation experience for 2 from Aggressor Adventures to one of their many exotic destinations. A once-in-a-lifetime journey filled with thrilling exploration, breathtaking encounters, and unforgettable adventures. Once again, we need you, who is watching right now, to vote and tell us who is your pick for Surviving Man MVP. Go to the website on your screen and cast your vote.
So welcome to the fire.